Hi, welcome to Inside Scoop. I'm Paula Rizzo. I'm thrilled that you're here. Today, we're talking about live stream shows. So I realize this is going to be very, very meta, a show within a show, talking about a show. So if there is any questions that you have whatsoever about how to produce your own live stream show, just like this one, this is for you. So I have been getting tons and tons of questions since I started this show, now at this point, about 3 months ago, about how do I do it? How is it done? What technology do I use? How do I produce it every week? How do I get guests? All of those things. My background is as a TV producer. So I have worked in television news for close to 20 years in local and national news. I even have an Emmy Award. And so to me, producing a show is sort of second nature, and it's been so much fun. So I'm thrilled to be able to share what I know about how to produce something that's really compelling and fun to do using my favorite medium, which is television. Well, video. So this is a broadcast that will be replayed. If you have questions anytime throughout this, either live or if you're watching the replay, leave them below because I'm thrilled to be able to help however I can. I have a bunch of questions that you've already asked, but if you have questions live, I will take those too. And I do have a bunch of resources for you as well about video. And maybe you're not ready for a live stream show just yet, and that's totally okay, right? You might just want to be dipping your toe in a little bit. And I have a checklist for you. If you go to paularizzo.com/checklist, that is a place where you'll learn not only, if you want to do media and put yourself out in the world as an expert, but also how to produce videos, how to get over the fear of doing video, how to do this in a way that's compelling and fun. I want you to really love it. I mean, I love video, so I want to make sure that you love it just as much as I do, because it can be a really amazing way to connect with people. Think about it. When you watch TV and you see an anchor or reporter, you feel like you know them, right? You feel like, oh, you know what? If I saw that person on the street, I'd be able to say hello. It'd be a little weird because they wouldn't recognize you, right? Because they haven't seen you. But that's the connection. That's what video does for you. So if you're, an author, an entrepreneur, a CEO, video is the way to connect with people on a mass scale, to be able to not only get them to know you, but to like you and to trust you. So I say, absolutely start doing some of these live stream videos, and they don't have to be, a whole show. It doesn't have to be a whole half hour. It doesn't have to be pre-produced with the intro and the open and the whole thing that I have, but it could be. And I'm going to be teaching a class on this. So if you're interested in that, interested in taking that class with me, absolutely make sure that you get on the list, paularizzo.com/checklist. Make sure you go there. You'll get my free tips and tricks, but I'll also keep you posted on when that class is happening so that you can participate along with me and get your questions answered live. And we can really dig in onto, your expertise and what you want to be talking about. So make sure that you grab that. And I have a little commercial here for a LinkedIn course that I have. I'm a LinkedIn learning instructor. I have several courses with them. And a big thrill happened this week. Somebody sent me a picture of their flight on a Delta flight. So I love Delta so much. I exclusively fly Delta. I will only fly Delta. And I missed this. I was on a plane last week and I totally missed it. But my course, The Power of Lists to Get Things Done, is on a Delta flight. I can't believe it. There it is. I'm famous in the skies. But if you go to paularizzo.com/LinkedIn, you can check out all my LinkedIn learning courses, because you can see them here, on the earth as well. So I'd love for you to do that. Amy says hello from California. Hi, Amy. Welcome. Glad you're here. We're diving into questions today. So if you have any questions at all, if you want to tag a friend, somebody who's maybe a little curious and interested in how to create a live stream show, just like this one, this is live. We're going to go through those questions. So absolutely let me know. So here's question number 1 that I've gotten. Who should do a live stream show? So I alluded to this a little bit in the beginning, but really, if you're an expert, if you're an author, if you're somebody who wants to connect with an audience, video is the way to do it. Podcasts are great. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Blogs are terrific. I have a blog that I started for my books, Listful Thinking and Listful Living. I created that blog 10 years ago. I can't believe it. 10 years ago, as a way to share content and as a way to share what I know about productivity and list making through the lens of a journalist, through someone who has used lists and deadlines in a very different way than maybe everybody else, because I've been in a busy newsroom where you have to get things done on deadline. Otherwise, you won't have a job. So that has been the lens through which I have been talking about lists for the past 10 years, right? On a blog. The elevated next level is really, really to be talking on video, to get people to know you, to get them to feel like you are there with them and they know you. That is super important. You can do that on stages as a speaker, but now this tool that we have to be able to go live. I mean, I remember when Periscope first started. I don't know if you know Periscope's still around, owned by Twitter. Periscope was the first time you could actually go live from your computer, that anybody could, right? And to me, as a television producer, we were the only ones who held the keys to that. We were the only ones who were allowed to go live. That opened up the world for everybody. No matter where you are, you could go live from your phone right now. That is powerful stuff. That is amazing. And we're going to talk about technology. There's something that Amy has said that I want to talk about because this is really, really important. And it's a question that I get a lot. I had it on my list, but I'm going to dive in now because Amy is here and Amy has this question now. And the question is about conquering the fear of lives is an issue. I totally understand. I've done a previous Inside Scoop episode with an expert to talk about how to get over your fear of doing video. But part of my business is as a media trainer. And I help people to get out there and start talking about what they know on video, whether that be traditional media or video, in this respect is producing your own show. I will tell you this, it takes some time to get used to it, to get into it. I would not start with a live. I would start with pre-tapes, right? So pre-tape the videos first, even just intros of you. We'll talk a little bit about how to actually produce the show, but being able to think through, what am I going to say in the beginning? What's the intro that I'm going to say? How am I going to welcome people into my home, basically, right? It is your home now. How can I welcome them in and really picture that one person? And think about, how can I talk to them like a friend, like someone I really want to help? Because here's the thing, Amy, you're being of service with what you know. And I have said this time and time again for years as a television producer. The people who pitch media, who come at it from a place of service, as in, I know something that can change someone's life, that can really help them to live a better life, to be, less stressed, to, in my case, be more productive, whatever it is. I have that. I want to give that gift to someone else. So it instantly becomes not about you, the person, it becomes about the audience, right? And that is a really good way to kind of reframe it in your mind to get rid of the fear of doing it. To be able to say, hey, I'm here to be of service, I'm here to be helpful, and I want to change that person's life. I want to make sure that what I know is something that they will know, and then they can take it with them wherever they go. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you get over yourself and you start doing the videos, right? Easier said than done. You have to practice. You have to start. I would say, don't start live, and then practice the pre-tapes, and then eventually you'll be able to go live. And I will tell you this, once you do it again and again, it's not that big a deal, right? It's not. It is just like, if something goes wrong, we're going to talk about that in a minute, but you just keep going. It doesn't matter. Here's the thing. The audience wants you to do well. They don't want you to flub. They don't want you to look silly. They want to keep watching. They want, hopefully, they're your followers. They're people that you care about. That's the thing. I think a lot of times people think, especially with media too, like, oh my gosh, it's so scary. It's so, producers, editors, they want you to do well because it makes them look good. It makes their show look good. So just kind of get out of your head a little bit there and step into that place of service to say, if I'm going to change one life, if there is one person on this, then I have done my job. And also don't worry so much for live streams. A lot of times people are worried about how many people are watching live. I never care about that. I'm thrilled that you're here live. So thank you for being here. I have to say that. But I don't worry about those metrics. And the reason that I don't is because in my mind as a producer, I'm thinking about the replay. I'm thinking about using this as content that I can use again and again and again. So this is my main form of content creation. To produce this show, I do it, every Thursday. I produce the show. I show up here live. I have a guest, or sometimes it's just me, like this time. And then I take this content, I have it transcribed, I have it turned into a blog post, I have it turned into emails, I have it turned into social media, and It's just the machine that keeps on giving, right? So I look at it as this one time I can pop on, do what I do really well because I really enjoy it and I love talking to people. I love interviewing them. And then use that for all these other purposes. Many other people will see this throughout the years that it lives on the internet, right? So it's okay if people don't show up live. Don't let that get in your head either, okay? I want to see if we have some other questions here. Oh, Christian, who is a producer and a camera guy and has also been on this show, Inside Scoop. If you check it out, he's got a great setup. He says, practicing video is the hardest part. Don't worry about the tech. Just focus on what you know and you'll be successful. Excellent. It's so true. Like, even if you don't have the best camera and even if your lighting is not perfect, I cannot tell you how many people have said to me, oh, but the lighting, that's why I don't do more video. It is not the lighting. It is not the lighting. It is about the fear of being seen. I get that. But when you reframe it as be of service is really, really helpful. And I've been able to do that with a bunch of my clients through the years. I worked with a chef once who she really didn't want to be on camera. And when I told her that story and I kind of got her into the mood of being of service because she's a vegan chef, so she's able to help people eat better and feel better. She got it. It really clicked for her. And she was like, you know what? How dare I not go on camera and talk about this? And I was like, that's right. That's what I want to hear about it. You know, I have some great questions here. Morty, how do you come up with interesting topics to speak about? Aha. Well, always be curious. Always be curious and know your audience and know what they are curious about. And beware of the curse of knowledge, really, and thinking like, oh, people already know about that. Oh, that's not a big deal. The first exercise I would take in figuring out what topic should you talk about, what questions are you always answering? Think about, like, if you came up with 5 questions that you're constantly answering, what are they? Those are your first 5 shows. Those are the first things that you're going to talk about, right? So to be able to say, like for me, for instance, my very first show that I did, live stream show, was on email. And the reason is everybody's always asking me, I do a lot of speaking engagements, I do a lot of talks, I do a lot of workshops, always asking me when we're talking about productivity, how do you handle email? The truth of the matter is I handle it, but I don't handle it as well as I probably could. So what do I do as a journalist? I think, okay, who is the best possible person to talk to about how to handle email overwhelm? I found him, I brought him on my show, I interviewed him. That show has gotten like 13,000 hits, which is like pretty great. It's the most successful one, is the very first one. If you go to paularizzo.com/inside scoop, you'll be able to see it there. But it's something that, I knew people were interested in because I get the question all the time. So that's number 1, is to really make a list of all of it. Make a list. I can't help myself. Make a list of all of the questions that you're constantly answering, the things that are coming up a lot, the things that you like talking about or that you're curious about. Because guess what? I started a blog about list making 10 years ago. And now here I am, 2 books later, a LinkedIn learning instructor, and all of these things because I was curious about a topic and I knew some things about it. And it turns out there were other people who were curious about it and there were other people who really were interested in it. So excellent question. We have another one here. Let's see. Christian, do you think that repurposed content gets stale after a while? How do you avoid that? I don't think that repurposed content gets stale ever because people don't see it. There's so much stuff happening in the world and you think like, oh my gosh, they're going to see that already. I already shared that. I mean, I get hits on blog posts that I wrote 10 years ago that are still getting, people excited. So, content is content. Good content is good content. So if you put it out there, you can repackage it a little bit. It's always a good idea to put it out there. Make sure it's relevant, and also you could take a repurposed old piece of content and make it new again by looking at really the news hook, right? And saying, okay, how could this be relevant today? How is this interesting today? And then being able to reshare it with that new note on there to be able to say, hey, this is something you don't even have to tell them you did it 5 years ago. They don't even care. But to be able to say, hey, this is why this works now and today, we have a lot of people from all over the world. This is great. Saudi Arabia. Amazing. So good. Terrific. Love it. Saudi Arabia. Love it. living a life of being curious and selfless is your live show. Fantastic. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Great. Well, if you continue to have questions, go ahead and pop those in and I will answer them. I'm going to go through some of these other ones that I have that you submitted to me earlier today. One of them is about video versus podcast. The funny thing about this is that I can't tell you how many guests that I've had on the show have said, "Oh, I'm so excited to be on your podcast." It's not a podcast. Like, remember when nobody knew what a podcast was before? Now everybody knows what a podcast is. This is not a podcast. It's a video show. It is a live stream video show. It happens to be live. I could turn it into a podcast if I want to. And I love podcasts. And I think it's a great way to connect with an audience. It's that intimacy in your ears. You get to know and like and hear that person. Video brings it one step further. Everybody is doing a podcast right now. 10 years ago, they weren't. That was the new thing, right? Now, video all of a sudden is having a big moment. Get in on video now. Get comfortable because video is not going anywhere, right? I mean, we learned that from the pandemic. My business has never been busier. Everybody wants to look good on camera and be more productive. Those are the two things that I talk about. And this is not going to end, right? We're going to continue. The pandemic will end, but being on video and being remote will continue on and on and on. So my vote is video. Love podcasts, but also if you're going to turn your video into a podcast, be mindful if you're showing things like the video that Christian and I did together, the interview that we did together about, how to set up your studio and all of that wouldn't work as a podcast because we're showing you things. Like he literally was switching between cameras and showing his lighting setup and his teleprompter, and that doesn't work. So be really, really good to your audience and know, okay, you know what? This is not going to be a good listen. So this one isn't a good one to be, transferred into a podcast. I love repurposing content, but only if it's quality, only if it's going to serve that audience. Okay. So think that through. Don't think about this as just like, oh, let's just get it out there, put it in many places as possible. You really want to be true to your audience and how they're going to be consuming the information and make sure that it's quality for them. Okay. So some of these are just going to be video and that's okay. That's great. What about, what maintenance is involved in live streaming a show? Well, look, it does take work. I'm going to tell you that. It takes work because it depends on how often do you want to go live. And I would say, that's a question I get a lot too. Be consistent. So what does that consistency mean for you? For me, it meant once a week because that's what was doable and made me excited and didn't make me feel like, oh my gosh, this is going to be like so much work, right? So I picked once a week. And I'm booking like a month in advance and I book guests because I want to talk to people. But it doesn't have to be a guest-based show. It could be that you pop on and you give a tip every Tuesday. And it's a 2-minute tip that you talk about. That doesn't necessarily have to be live, right? You could do it in a way where you pre-record it, and I'll talk about that after, and then run it live every Tuesday. It's kind of a trick. But there's that. And then what I do afterwards is, we have the whole setup. And this is part of what I want to teach in that class that I was mentioning to you guys before. I'm going to teach this class about how to produce your own live stream show because there are a lot of moving pieces to it. It's not difficult, but you have to be organized. And for me, I love organizing things. I love producing stuff. So it was fun for me to come up with the structure and how we do this every single week so that my team can really, help me along. So we get everything every single week. It works really, really well. So it's seamless for me to sit down, do the show, and then I know everything else is happening. So if you go to paularizzo.com/checklist, you'll get my video tips, but also I'll keep you posted on when that class is happening so that you can participate. There's the three pieces of producing this show. There is the pre-production, the things that happen before, booking the guest, creating the graphics, coming up with, what topics you want to talk about, scheduling. That's all the pre-production stuff. Coming up with your questions. The production is right now when we're live, when we're here, right? How is this going to go? And then the post-production is afterwards. What's going to happen afterwards? Where are you going to repurpose this? What happens to this live stream when you're done? So what I do, like I said, is, I take this and I transcribe it and we have it sent out as a blog post and I continue to share it everywhere I can, anywhere that anybody wants to listen to me. they will hear about these things, right? So, there's a lot of really great, tools out there to teach you how to do this, how to do that. It doesn't have to be so complicated in the beginning, right? Just to get yourself out there and to start doing it. One of the biggest mistakes that people make is that they go live with no plan. And they hit live and they're like, oh my gosh, are there people here? This is so weird. And every week it's the same thing and there's no plan. And then for me as an audience member, I feel like I'm flailing too. I feel like the host doesn't know what they're doing. And I really want them to, I want them to lead me. I want to know, that there's a plan and there's a purpose. So always have an intention with your show. This is what I teach all of my media training clients, everybody who I've ever produced a show with, in television. The question is always, what is the intention of this? What is our intention? What do we want people to walk away with at the end? So if you have that in your mind before you go live, you're 100 times better than literally anybody who could ever do any sort of video. What's your intention with this? So for me, my intention with this was to answer questions that are keeping you from doing something that is not that difficult, but will be great for your business, be great for your brand. Because I will tell you, since doing this show, I have gotten so much attention. And I did this show myself. Nobody gave me this show. Nobody's paying me to do this show. You know what I mean? I show up every week and I do it because it's fun and because it builds my brand and puts me in front of people's faces every week. That's why. And so that's why I think, you should be doing it too. So here's a question. How do you make your content so interesting to engage more audience on social media? It's a lot about, what are they interested in? Knowing your audience. So being very, very particular about who the audience is and where are they? If your audience is not on LinkedIn, then don't waste your time there. Then you really want to be able to look towards, let's say Facebook or YouTube or wherever it is. So really understanding and knowing who that core audience is the most important piece of this. Okay, the next question is, what if something goes wrong? Something might go wrong. This happens. This happens all the time, especially if we're working from home and stuff is happening. I don't even know if you can hear, like there's a lawnmower going right now out in front of my window. You have to roll with the punches. And this is something that I tell all my media training clients. If you ignore something that is so obvious to the audience, it's almost worse, right? I've been in a studio before where the light blew out and it was very loud and it was very obvious. And so of course, what did the anchor say? He said, oh my gosh, well, we have a problem here. He played into it. If you're a chef, if you're somebody who's, trying to get the blender to work and the blender's not working, don't pretend it's not working. You have to sort of go with the flow. Same thing here. Something goes wrong. Don't panic. Play into it. Make it part of the show and people will see that you're real. You don't have to be super, polished from the beginning with these things. People will give you a break, really. I've been doing this for decades. So this is something that I have become comfortable doing and it comes over time. So, you see people where they are now and you think, oh, I could never be like that. You didn't see them back in the beginning, right? So remembering that there really is a way that you have to begin. And that's the hardest part. Jump in and start, be able to do that. Okay, here's a question from Amy. Is there a strategy to build your audience? Yeah, I mean, look, audience is about consistency. Like I've loved Oprah my entire, life. And you know what? 4:00 every day, 4:00. What did I do? I watched Oprah because I knew it was going to be on. And it was steady, it was good content, and I really enjoyed it, but I knew it was going to be on at 4:00. So you have to be consistent, especially in the beginning. That is why I do this show every week on a Thursday, to be consistent. For myself to show up, that's one of the things for being live that's really helpful. I know it has to happen at 2:00. I can't push it off. I've advertised it. I've told people it's happening, right? So there's that part of accountability of showing up every week. And it takes time. It's not like you're going to do 2 of these and you're going to get tons of hits and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm famous now. It takes a bit of work. So if you're not interested in the long game, maybe it's not for you, but it does help to be able to be consistent and to see this as something that is not a quick hit, right? It's not something that's just going to be like, oh, I'm going to do this and then it's going to explode and we're going to, be able to do all these, I'm going to get so many followers, doesn't happen right away. You really have to be consistent. Okay. More product. Oh, there's two of them. Sorry, I put those up in the wrong order. Listful Thinking, which is my book, thank you very much, is working in my life, and I am more productive day by day. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so excited to hear that. I'm so glad that you're here. Anya's asking, do you feel like 2 p.m. is a good time? Look, 2 p.m. is a good time for me personally. I talk about this a lot in my books about your own personal productivity style. I feel juiced up at 2 o'clock. That's when I start to hit my groove, not in the morning, not in the late evening, but right around 1, 2, 3 o'clock. I get super creative. I get super excited to talk. And that's why I created the show at 2 o'clock. But it does two things, right? Number one, I'm excited about doing it at 2 o'clock. But number two, it's good for East Coast, West Coast, right? So 2 p.m. Eastern, yeah, I'm on the East Coast, but it's not so early on the West Coast. So you can sort of have a good thing. Sometimes people do it at noon. People do it, so you have a noon Eastern and then you have 9 a.m. on the West Coast. It just depends. I'd say in the beginning, don't overthink it. Just have it be something that will work for you, for your schedule, and it'll be consistent so that you'll be able to do this consistently, right? You want to make it easy on yourself. You don't want to do stuff that then you're not going to feel, like it's going to be a problem. You're going to be like, oh, I don't feel like doing that, right? The other question is about technology that I get a lot. What technology do I need? Well, it depends where you're going to go live, right? I'm going live right now on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Periscope, which is Twitter. I choose to go live on all of those. And the only way to do that is with a third-party service. So I use StreamYard. I love StreamYard. And I think it's fantastic. It has been, as a TV producer, as somebody who does this professionally, I think it has a lot of great bells and whistles and things that people are not using because they don't know that it's there. So that's why another part of why I want to create this course, to be able to show people behind the scenes, like, hey, these are some of the things you can do. So you can put up, do you see the fonts on the bottom, the lower thirds, and say, what technology do I need? I created those ahead of time so I can put those up. The scrolling along the bottom, I created that within StreamYard. The little bug, so you see my little inside scoop bug right here. I created that with my graphic designer who created this. The intro that you saw in the beginning of the show, that was created with my editor. He created that animation for me so I could start every show that way. And to be able to have, when I have guests on, I have a background that has my information, my logo on there. It says Inside Scoop. So it looks more polished and professional if you're going to go live on all of those platforms, especially LinkedIn Live. If you have LinkedIn Live, right? You can do that on YouTube, but you can't do it yet on LinkedIn Live as of this recording. So you do need a third party to be able to do it. That said, right? So it's pre-recorded and comments on the side here in StreamYard. So I'm able to go look and see and say, okay, who has a question here? Now I'm feeling confident to do both, to talk to you and to also be looking at the screen and looking and seeing and fielding the questions. I'm doing it, but not everybody wants to do that. Okay. Not everybody wants to be fielding those questions and looking for these things and multitasking. You don't have to. You could have part of, this live stream and not be on camera. And they could be pushing and hitting the buttons from behind the scenes. And listen, in real TV, the world that I come from, there is a team of people, right? There's the director, there's the technical director, there's the graphic artist, there's the teleprompter operator, there's the camera guys there and women, there's, the producer, then you have in the studio, the stage managers. Like, there is so many people to take care of getting a show on the air. Right now, it's me and my assistant who helped me set all this stuff up, right? You need to invest and have somebody else help you, right? And to have an assistant or have somebody learn the program and do this with you. It's worth thinking about. It's worth it. And, part of the class that I'm going to be putting together is going to really show you what goes into creating this show so that you can say, yeah, I want to do it, or no, I want to do it with somebody else's help, right? So if you go to paularizzo.com/checklist, I'll send you my video tips and tricks and also information about this course, because I think it's something that, since I started doing this live stream show, I've gotten so many questions from people about how to do it really well. And I look at it through the eye of a producer, right? This has been my life's work in my career. And so I'm to experts and entrepreneurs and CEOs and people who want to be able to connect with people on video in a bigger way and produce a show that is not really, going to drain you, but really make you excited. And that's what it does for me. Every week I do this show, I get excited about it. Whether I have a guest or not, I'm curious to find out more information about things and to share it with you. So that's where I come from with this. We're getting lots of great questions in here. And now let's see. The other question is, let me see. I'm going to take a last call for questions. If you have questions, stick them in the chat box there. The other thing is, let me see. Did I miss one? How do you produce it? We did that. What about getting more comfortable on camera? I mean, this is something we talked about a little bit at the beginning. Comfortable talking to the camera like on the other end, because it's your friend or your family member or your loved one or whoever, talking to the camera like it's a person. Because when I do my media trainings, the first thing I tell people is stop looking at yourself. Look directly in the camera, because then that way the person who's watching feels like you're looking at them. If I'm looking down here at myself, I've lost my eye contact with you. I've lost that connection. You never want to do that. You always want to keep that connection. And with Marco Polo, you're able to start practicing, and then you can go back and look at some of your videos of yourself on camera, and it's really helpful because you get to see, did I have eye contact? Was I smiling? Did my face match what I'm saying? So these are all things that you practice over time, and you get good when you keep doing it, right? This is not something that I'm like, oh, you know what? You're gonna be able to do this right off the bat and feel super comfortable. It does take some practice. It does be fun. It should be fun to be able to talk to people and to invite people into your world and to let them know what you know. Thank you for all of your questions. And if you're watching the replay, continue to